name is Khanak Ratra, and today I'm going to perform 3 pieces. The monologue that I'm going to perform is taken from the play I'm Chatty Cathy by Gabriel Davis. In this scene, Cathy is being interrogated by the detective about the death of the chef. Yes, alright, I did it. You found me out. I was the cook in the kitchen with the peanut butter. But honestly, what kind of person goes into cooking? Would that severe a peanut allergy? Yes, I killed him. But if it hadn't been me, he would have eventually encountered a peanut on his own. How did I fool him into eating the peanut butter, you ask? Yes, I'm fairly certain Colonel Katsup asked just now, because he's trying to know, isn't he? But I never can. Alright, I'll tell him. If he insists. Really, if he insists. Oh, don't be a dip, Colonel Katsup. Just insist. Everyone's waiting for you to. Great. So I hid the peanut butter inside of chocolate. Yes, everyone knows. The cook had a sweet spot for cocoa. But it was I who thought to invent a decadent chocolate treat with a peanut butter filling. Yes, it was shaped sort of like a very shallow cup. Why do you ask? Oh, alright, fine. I didn't invent it. You found me out. I saw it at checkout line in the grocery store. It's not like you need a PhD to figure that out, Professor Truman. But it was my idea to change the words on the packaging from peanut butter cups to chocolate cups. In fact, I sent a copy of the wrapper I created to the company because it's really confusing calling them peanut butter cups when really the chocolate part is more of the cup part. Yes, I purchased the murder weapon at checkout line in the impulse buy section. But I assure you, the murder was perfectly premeditated. And by premeditated, I mean I meditated beforehand. I closed my eyes and imagined myself filled with light, and the cook filled with peanut butter. It was very soothing, since really the whole killing someone thing is not very zen. You see, I am not the kind of woman who would. Why the cook wasn't planning to expose our love affair to the world and ruin my husband's political career and my marriage. Yes, that's right. Cook was my lover, my paramour. Don't look at me like that, Miss Flamingo. I know you've tasted his gentle concerns, lapped on his bisques, eaten his scraps for in time, so don't play innocent. He was a true artist in the kitchen, the kind of man who knows how to get into your pantry. I loved him, but it was only a short order affair for me, and he wanted a 16-course tasting menu. I kept metaphorically saying, check, please, but he wouldn't listen. No, he wouldn't bring the check. So I did what I had to do. I let him cook me his last supper and ended with a very final chocolate cup for dessert. I'm going to perform an extract from The Umbrella Man by Ratra. In this scene, the mother-daughter duo eventually finds out the gone man's secret. We stood huddled together outside the pub window. I was clutching my mother's arms. The big raindrops were making loud noises on an umbrella. There he is, I said, over there. The room we were looking into was full of people and cigarette smoke. And a little man was in the middle of it all. He was now without his hat or his coat, and he was edging his way through crowd towards the bar. When he reached it, he placed both his hands on the bar itself and spoke to the barman. I saw his lips moving while he gave his order. The barman then turned away from him for a few seconds and came back with a smallish tumbler filled to the brim with light brown liquid. The little man placed the pound note on the counter. "That's my pound!" my mother hissed. "By golly, he's got a nerve!" "What's in the glass?" I asked. "Whiskey," my mother said. "Neat whiskey." The barman didn't give him any change from the pound. "That must be a travel whiskey," my mother said. "What's a travel?" I asked. "3 times the normal measure," she answered. The little man picked up the glass and put it to his lips. Then he tilted it gently. Then he tilted it higher and higher and higher. And very soon, all the whiskey had disappeared down his throat in one long pour. "That was a jolly expensive drink," I said. "It's ridiculous," my mother said. "Fancy paying a pound for something you swallow in one go." "It cost him more than a pound," I said. "It cost him a 20-pound silk umbrella." "So it did," my mother said. "He must be mad." The little man was standing by the bar with the empty glass in his hand. He was smiling now, and a sort of golden glow of pleasure was spreading over his round pink face, as though searching for that last drop of that precious whiskey. Slowly, he turned away from the bar, edged back through the crowd to where his coat and hat were hanging. He put on his hat, he put on his coat, and in a manner so superbly cool and casual that you hardly noticed anything at all, the little man picked up from the coat rack one of the many white umbrellas hanging there, and off he went. "Did you see that?" my mother shrieked. "Did you see what he did?" "Shush," I whispered. "He's coming out." We lowered our umbrellas to hide our faces and peeped out from under it. Out he came, but he never looked in our direction. He opened his new umbrella over his head and scurried off down the road the way he had come. "So that's his little game," my mother said. "Neat," I said. "Super." I'm going to recite Matilda, who told lies and was burned to death by Hilaire Belloc. Matilda told such dreadful lies. It made one gasp and stretched one eyes. Her aunt, who from her earliest youth had kept a strict regard for truth, attempted to believe Matilda. The effort very nearly killed her. Would have done so had not she discovered this infirmity. For once, towards the close of day, Matilda, growing tired of playing, finding she was left alone, when she tiptoed to the telephone and summoned the immediate aid of London's Mobile Fire Brigade. Within an hour, the gallant band were pouring in on every hand, from Putney, Hackney Downs and home, with courage high and hearts aglow. They galloped rolling through the town, Matilda's house is burning down. Inspired by British cheers and loud, proceeding from frenzied crowd, they ran the ladders through a score of windows on the ballroom floor and took peculiar pains to souse the pictures up and down the house until Matilda's aunt succeeded in showing them they were not needed. Even then, she had to pay to get the men to go away. It happened that a few weeks later, her aunt was off to the theatre to see that interesting play, The Second Mrs. Tanqueray. She refused to take her knees to hear this entertaining piece, a deprivation just and wise, to punish her for telling lies. That night, a fire did break out. You should have heard Matilda shout. You should have heard her scream and bawl, throw the window up and call to people passing on the street. the rapidly increasing heat encouraging her to obtain their confidence. But all in vain. For every time she shouted fire, they only answered little liar. And therefore, when her aunt returned, Matilda and the house were burned. Now I will move on to my side reading. I'm going to read an extract from A Pair of Blue Eyes by Thomas Hardy. I am Mr. Smith, said the stranger in a musical voice. I am Miss Swancourt, said Alfred. His complexion was as fine as Alfred's own, the pink of his cheeks as delicate, his mouth as perfect as Cupid's bow in form, and as cherry red in color as hers. Bright curly hair, bright sparkling blue-grey eyes, a boy's blush and manner, neither whisper nor moustache, unless a little light brown fur on his upper lip deserved the latter title. This composed a London professional man, the prospect of whose arrival had so troubled Alfred. Alfred rushed to say she was sorry to tell him that Mr. Swancourt was not able to receive him that evening, and gave the reason why. Mr. Smith replied, in a voice boyish by nature and manly by art, that he was very sorry to hear this news, but that as far as his being received was concerned, it did not matter in the least. Stephen was shown up to his room. In his absence, Alfred stealthily glided into her father's. He's come, Papa! Such a young man for a businessman? Oh, indeed. His face is, well, pretty, just like mine. What next? Nothing, that's all I know of him yet. Is it rather nice, is it not? Well, we shall see that when we know him better. Go down and give the poor fellow something to eat and drink, for heaven's sake. And when he has done eating, say I should like to have a few words with him, if he doesn't mind coming up here. Now I will move on to my reflection questions. Question 1. How successful do you think your performances were, and what went well? I think my performances went very well, as I enjoyed performing all of them. In my monologue, I loved how the woman confesses her feelings in a murder for cook. In my prose, the part I was performing, it had a lot of suspense and it was so much enjoyable. In my poem, I could totally relate to Matilda, and I also learned that we should refrain from lying, as if this would spoil the credibility of the person and could not be trusted again. Overall, I think my monologue was the best, as it was written as a parody and was a comedic monologue. Question 3. How did you employ your voice or body to show key moments of dramatic development in one of your pieces? I would like to refer to my monologue to answer this question. To show the key moments of dramatic development in one of my pieces, for my voice, I tried to change my pitch and tone. I was attentive towards my pace and pause, and I also used appropriate variations of vocal techniques. To show the dramatic development, for my physical techniques, I used word gestures, postures, making facial expressions, and eye contact. Question 4. What happens either before or after one of the extracts from a piece you performed? In The Umbrella Man, the story begins with a 12-year-old girl telling the reader that she and her mother were waiting for a taxi in the evening on a rainy day. They were waiting for a long time with no luck when a little man came to them and asked them for some taxi fare. The mother was skeptical, so she refused. The daughter wanted her mother to give the old man £1, but the mother saw this as an opportunity for her daughter not to trust strangers. However, the little man's charm overpowered the mother's skepticism, and the mother gave him £1 and took a silk umbrella in exchange. Later, the daughter noticed that the little man was in a hurry, and they both decided to follow them. They were shocked shocked to see that this little old man entered the car, and this is from where I start. Question 6. Talk about the environment you imagined for one of your pieces and how it influenced your staging choices during your preparation. In my monologue, Kathy is in the police station locked up in an interrogation room. She was surrounded with policemen, Miss Flamingo, Colonel Katza, and the room had a few chairs, a table, a large window which acted as a mirror and dim lighting. There was also a recording device kept on the table which was being used to record her confession. I have used the chair to help me stage my monologue.